morning. My name is Brenda from Port Angeles Anytime Fitness, and we're going to start with a leg workout today. So let's just start by warming up. Today I have some big rocks because legs, they always take some weight if you can handle that. If you're carrying a little weight on your own, or if you're new to the form, then form is the only thing that trumps weight, and so you will start by getting your form and working at your level and then adding weight as you go. And then I also have something for inner legs to squeeze. So you can squeeze a ball. I've got a fire log. You can do a towel, anything that feels like it's comfortable. Go ahead and do knee lifts. Anything that's comfortable for you to squeeze between your legs and feel like you've got some pressure without injury. All right. So today, we're going to start with squats, and we're going to add our inner thighs right into that so that we get some extra good out of it. So our warm-up squat on all the squats is butt back. You're never looking at knees forward, but rather butt back. And so you can either reach forward to counterbalance, or you can reach back, almost like a little kid who's going to jump. They get way back, and they want to jump up. That's the movement, just warming up the legs in that squat movement. And if you look at my knees, they never go over the toes. So the modification is just come back a little. You keep your butt and your tummy tight. You squeeze in with your butt. Squeeze in with your butt. Same thing when you're going lower. You can go as low as you want to and squeeze. So keep that going. So think about little kids. Adults, when they lift things, they want to bring their knees down to keep their back flat. I can keep my back flat and still take my butt back so that I'm actually using my butt. As soon as my knees get out here, I'm using my knee joints. And you'll see a little kid, they'll be down here doing this, and they'll be down here, and they'll be up here. They'll be doing things like this. They always have their butts back because that's how they balance. All right, so going stepping side to side. Add a little bit of width between that step. Get yourself some flexibility going and just some side movement. And then we want to warm up and stretch out these quads a little bit, so add yourself a butt kick. So another week of workouts. We're working out 5 days a week, and we are adding in weekends, at least one day on that weekend, doing something on your own. So as much cardio, walking, doing things on your own that you need to. Couple more of these, and then we're going to go into our first set of squats. 4, 3, 2, and done. All right, so on my squat, I'm going to squeeze something right away. So our squats before were with body weight. I'm going to continue with this while I get the form. So when you're squeezing this, when you squeeze it really tight, you want your legs to be straight up and down. You don't want your feet pushing in from this direction. You don't want your feet caving in. So get them straight so that when you are doing that squat, everything stays straight. Then hold that tight. Bring your hips back, shoulders to knees, almost like that little kid. Again, pushing back. And if I were checking myself, if I put my elbows right in front of me, if my elbows are coming to my thighs, I'm doing it wrong. If my elbows are coming to my knees, I'm doing it right. So if I were holding a weight, I could hold a weight and still bring elbows to knees. I could hold a weight down here, shoulders are coming to knees, but the form always stays the same. Let's do 3 more, 2 more, and our last one. And the whole time we're squeezing inner thighs so that we get that muscle too. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, a lot of times we'll do several sets of something, and we'll bounce from one thing, let it rest, to another thing, and we'll bounce back doing our sets. So a lot of times when we're doing legs, we might do shoulder, leg, bounce back and forth. Today we're doing all legs, so in order to let that front and back legs rest, we're going to do a side leg movement and then come back to a front and back leg movement so we can do a round. So your side lunge is going to be stepping over. You can stay right here if you have trouble with balance. Again, I'm going to bring shoulder or elbow to knee. So if I brought that elbow to this knee, this leg would stay straight. This elbow would come to the knee. And I never go far enough to bend over the side of that leg. I stay behind so that this area is flat. It's almost like I'm sitting in a chair behind my leg. I can squeeze up to straight, or I can push all way up and power up. So out, a little bit of modification is simply push your butt back, bring that elbow toward the knee, or you can drop down. So another way, if you're holding weight, is if you hold that weight and push towards your heel, that's going to get your shoulders back. Just like when I push this way, I can push that way over the top of this leg, bringing the center of my chest to this knee, and push back. That way, if I'm holding weight, I get my form correctly. So we're going to do 2 more of these, and then we're going to the other side. And again, your choice, you can stay here and just squeeze up. So the only leg that's moving is this one, not this one, and squeeze back up. Or you can step all the way back up. One of the things you want to make sure is super important on a side lunge is my toes are absolutely straight. So lunges are all 3-part. They're step out, make sure your toes straight, do your lunge, and then power back up or come back to a stand. So if my legs are turned out, I can't get my hips back very well. My knees automatically go forward, which gets my knees over my toes and cause knee injury. So bring those toes in so that that shoulder can come down to the knees, and you can either squeeze up or power up, okay? So looking for 10 of those at whatever level you need to go down, but always chest over the knees. And I'm doing them pretty fast because I automatically keep my feet straight. Look in the mirror. Your mirror is your best friend, so that when you come over, you know, you check and make sure that leg's straight before you ever come down. And when you power up, don't just kind of get in the habit of doing this, but rather come down however far you are, and when you power up, push in with your butt, tighten your belly. We're going to the next one, which is a reverse lunge. A reverse lunge is a great way to learn to do lunges in a correct way because you're going backwards, your knee's not going over your toes. So even people who are really fit, I see them all the time doing lunges inappropriately. Again, there's 3 parts to a lunge. There is the step back, there is the look and make sure that your foot is straight. Now you can hang on to something because a lunge is a balance move. If I step back, look at my knee. My knee is already bent. If I step forward again, I've already done the lunge. So the modification is to step back, squeeze forward with my butt. Step back. Now I'm stepping back pretty far because if I step here, I kind of just cave in on myself and this knee goes forward. I want to step back. I'm already in a lunge position. Squeeze up. Step back. Make sure the toe is straight. Squeeze up. Now I'm going into a deeper one. So I step back. I make sure the toe is straight. I never bend the front knee because look at the front knee is following what I did with the back leg. If I bend the front knee, it goes forward and all my weight goes into the front knee. What I want to do is bend the back knee, whether it's a little bit or a lot, and then push through the front heel to get back up. So come back, stabilize your foot and make sure it's straight. Drop the back knee and notice I can go all the way to the ground and this leg will follow without going over the toe. Then I push through this heel and step forward. So stabilize, straight leg, drop the back, push off the front. Stabilize, drop the back, push off the front. The push off the front is the only part that is the power. This can be slow. You can take your time and straighten that foot. You can take your time and drop as low as you want to go. Pushing through the heel, that's your power up and you're squeezing your butt. So there's only one part of your lunge that is a power move. The rest can be a controlled move, however deep you need to go. Let's do 2 more of these. And so when I'm talking through these, you can do 10 of them. You can just do as many as you can while I'm talking. You can do 3 of them as long as your form's right. So the same thing in reverse. I'm going to step back with that leg. I'm going to drop the back leg as far down as I personally can push up and power back up. So again, if you can only step back and squeeze forward, that's perfectly okay. And the lunge is up and down with your body. So the leg comes straight down, power up, back, check to make sure your foot's straight, drop the back knee, push through the front heel. Go back, drop the back knee, push through the front heel. So always form trumps weight. And again, you see that all the time. If I get that foot out, then when I go to bend, that knee's going that way and this knee's coming forward. I need to get that back foot straight, drop it, and power up. And you've got plenty of time. If you hang onto a wall or something, You can look back and say, gosh, is my knee straight or is my toe straight? And in which case you can get your form and push up through the front heel. So 2 more of those. Drop the back foot, squeeze through the front. Make sure your toes straight, drop the back, push through the front, okay? So we've done front and back muscles again. At any point, you'll get yourself a drink of water. Come back in. And we're gonna go to a curtsy. So your curtsy is using side muscles again. You can hang on to anything. So you can hang on to a chair or a wall. The curtsy is when you come back far enough again so that this knee stays behind. I'm not in a good position to do this. The leg is about the same width that you would stand here. It's not so far over that I'm tweaking this knee. So it's a little ways over. And then when I bring the back knee down, again, I bring the shoulders to the shoulder toward the knee, right over the front, and I'm squeezing sideways at a diagonal. So I tighten this butt muscle, I squeeze over, make sure my feet are straight. I'm coming back into a curtsy, shoulder over the knee, and squeeze straight. So your curtsy can be right here, squeeze over, or it can be way down, shoulder to knee. And again, you can hold a weight in your hand. But when I come back, it's the back knee that bends so that my shoulders can come down. Because if I bend the front knee, I'm going to hurt that knee because it's going over the toe. Back knee bends so that the shoulders come down. We're going to do 4 more. So step back, curtsy down, squeeze over. Step back, drop your back knee, squeeze over. Please hang on to a chair or something if you need balance so that you can use that muscle. And you want to think about tightening this back tush muscle and pushing over to the side. We're going to go to the other side. So again, looking for some room. I'm going to step back. Again, don't step too close to your foot because that knee goes forward. You have to step back so that that shoulder can come to the knee and you can push over. So step back and push over. Step back and push over. 4. Okay, again, modification can be right up here. You're still bringing your hip back and your shoulder down. You're just not coming as far, and you're hanging onto a chair. And make sure that that foot, it's not behind you like a lunge. It's over just a little bit so that when you drop it, you can push to the side, okay? Using that side butt muscle, not the rear butt muscle, not your major gluteus muscle that you would use. 1 more. When you're doing a squat. So now we've done these. We're going to go into a 3-way lunge. And the 3-way lunge, the reason I want to do it is because, again, I see so many people doing lunges wrong. You see them walking, doing the walking lunges, and every time their knee is going over their toe. And eventually, someday, you won't get away with that. You will end up having an injury. So again, a lunge is however far you want to go down. If you want to go down 1 inch, or if you want to drop to the floor, that's a personal thing. So I'm going to do it as though we're going to do it with just a small range of motion. You can go as deep as you want, and then I'll add motion. So if I step forward with my leg on this side of the room, whatever your leg is, if I step forward, remember a lunge is always dropping the back knee. So I'm going to make sure that back leg is back far enough. I'm going to make sure the toe's straight. I'm going to drop the back leg. And because I stepped forward with this leg, I'm going to step back to my original place. Now I'm going to take this leg to the side. The same thing. I'm going to shift sideways, but I got to make sure my toes are straight. Chest over the knee and butt back. And I'm going to power to my place again. I'm going to step backwards. Again, always, no matter which direction I step, I'm going to straighten my leg, drop the back knee, power back to my original place. Let's go with the other side. I'm going to step forward. I'm going to drop the back knee. I'm going to power back. I'm going to step to the side. I'm going to drop my shoulder to my knee, bringing my butt back, and I'm going to power to the middle. And I'm going to step back. I'm going to drop the back knee, making sure my toe is straight, and I'm going to power to the same spot again, okay? So we're going to do this a couple more times with the idea that every time you're in a lunge, whether you're stepping forward or backwards, the back knee drops. And Butt always goes back, shoulders toward the knees when you do the side lunge. So you're gonna step forward, drop the back knee, step back. I'm running into things. I'm gonna step sideways, I'm gonna bring shoulder to the knees, I'm gonna step back. Where's my guide? I'm gonna step back, I'm gonna step over. So forward, back leg drops, step back. Sideways, shoulder toward knees, step back. Step back, keep the foot straight, back leg drops, power forward. Let's go through it again. Make sure I'm standing right in my opening here. I'm gonna step forward, I'm gonna drop the back knee, I switch legs, I'm gonna power back. I'm going all the way down now. I'm gonna step to the side, I'm gonna bring shoulder to the knee, leaving this one here. I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna step way back. I'm gonna drop the back knee, making sure my foot is straight. I'm gonna step forward. Other leg. Step forward, drop the back knee, power back. Over to the side, shoulder to knees, power back. Go all the way back, drop the back knee again, and power forward. So it doesn't matter if we go forward or back, we drop the knee, okay? So what we did is like 9 on either direction, but from different angles, okay? So now we're gonna do a deadlift. A deadlift is however far you can go with a flat back. So when you're doing a deadlift, a straight leg deadlift, you're gonna keep your legs straight. As your shoulders come forward, your butt's going back the other direction. At any point you round, that's as far as you go over. You tighten your butt and you push your hips back in. Just because you can go to the ground doesn't necessarily mean you need to. Because if I get too far over, even if I've got a flat back, my back has to pick me up to here so that my butt can take over and push me in. So if you get too low, you're also going to be using your lower back. Some of the weightlifters and the bodybuilders, they like doing that because they're using both parts at once. But sometimes your lower back does not have the same strength as your butt muscle, which is a really big muscle. So not going down as far increases the work on the hamstrings and butt without engaging the lower back. So again, you're simply going to come over, bringing the hands down, just letting your hands come in front of you. If you have a weight, you're going to tighten your butt. You're going to squeeze in, kind of cup your butt under, tighten your tummy at the top, and let your butt come right back out. So it's a squeeze in. Don't release the butt. Keep your butt tight going down. So kind of isometrically, I'm using the butt and the hamstrings and the belly muscles without even having a weight on my body because I'm keeping the butt tight as I go down, clenching your butt cheeks, and then pushing the butt cheeks in, cupping them under, tightening the belly. At any point, you just add weight, okay? So all of these exercises, as soon as you get formed, you add the weight to it. Alrighty? And then we're gonna go from there to a calf raise. So if you have a step, and I do have a step here, I could stand on my step and I could do my calf raise from here, just pushing down and coming up. If you have a wall, simply put your butt on your wall because it's not about balance. Come up on your legs and come down because then you can hold a weight. And if you just want to hang on to a chair, the same thing. So we're just going to go up and down for 10 times. 2, 3, and again we add weight. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I could have added weight on all of these, okay? So now we're gonna do a walking lunge. The walking lunge is the most dangerous one because people get in such a hurry that they walk and their body weight shoots them forward. So what you see all the time is people walk and then their knee goes over their toe and they push back up through that kneecap instead of using the leg muscle. So remember, when I walk, that's a lunge. People think that you can't lunge, but when I walk, it's a lunge. My leg is bending, my other leg is pushing off. My leg is bending, my other leg is pushing off. A walk is a lunge. If you go slightly deeper, it just makes it harder. So when I take a step out, I want to bend the back knee if I'm going to deliberately come lower. I'm going to push to the front heel and power up. I'm going to step forward, I'm going to bend the back leg, and I'm going to power up. And what you're going to notice is that my knee never goes over my toe because I take a step out, I drop the back knee, and that back knee can come down as deep as I need to. I push through the front heel, and my toe never goes over the knee. So what's the next part of that we've talked about? The next part is when you step out, you look back there and make sure that your foot isn't turned out, because when the foot's turned out, it's going out to the side. Make sure your foot is straight. So you step out and stabilize. You drop the back knee. You push through the front. Step out fairly wide, because again, if I'm only this far apart, I'm kind of caving in on myself. So nice big step out. Make sure your foot is straight. Drop the back knee. Power up. Take a step out. Drop. Make sure your foot is straight. Drop the back knee. Push up. Step out. Make sure your foot is straight. Drop the back knee. Power up. Whoops. Getting tangled in my carpet. Here we go again. Step out. Drop the back knee. Power up. Big step out. Make sure the foot is straight. Drop the back knee and power up. So lunges, here's a modified again, is step out, just drop the back knee a little, squeeze back up. Lunges are about making little steps. If you feel like you're unstable and can't walk in a lunge, get your feet nice and wide on a wall, back foot behind the front foot, drop the back knee, push up from the front. Drop the back knee, push up from the front. The same kind of motion is going, you're just not stepping all the way forward, and that gives you the ability to use that muscle without going to the ground or losing balance, okay? We're gonna go to the next one, which is a sumo squat. So again, we have been with our walking lunge, we're using front and back muscles. We're gonna kind of use side muscles now. Sumo squat is taking your legs really wide. The thing about the sumo squat, it's kind of the only squat and the only lunge where your feet get to go out. So in a sumo squat, your feet are following the angle of your legs and you're really wide. And the reason is no matter how far I go down, those knees are not gonna go past the toe. So you can bring them forward and bring the butt back and actually get down a little deeper. But if you turn that toe out, you're gonna use a little bit more of the inner thigh. So again, you can hold your weight, you can come down and squeeze up. So we're just gonna go 10, and remember, it can be just a little squeeze. Just think about tightening the inside of your legs and pushing up, and those knees will never go over your feet because you're wide. Now obviously they will if you don't get your feet wide. So if you don't have flexibility and you're only this wide and those knees can go over the feet, then you need to turn your feet straight, because what you're doing is a wide squat, and get your hips back. You have to be pretty wide so that those knees don't go over the toes in order to do the sumo, okay? All right, so walking your feet back in. We're gonna do inner thigh and outer thigh. So on this one, if you cannot get on the ground, I'm gonna show you right on the ground. If you can't get on the ground, pause the video, go do the inner thighs, go do the outer thighs, and come back in and start it again, and we're gonna go through these one more time with weight. So inner thigh is laying on your side. Put your upper leg behind and pick up your inner thigh. So it's simply keeping your toe out and flexed and picking up this inner thigh. And the way we add weight to these inner thighs is I'm gonna push on my leg and release it. I'm gonna push on my leg and release it. So this push adds a little bit extra work, and you can hold it, or you can set a weight on it, or a log, or a rock, or anything. So another way to do that is just to add some weight to your leg so that you are picking up more weight than when you started, okay? So when you're done, the other side is the outside. So getting those legs straight, this outside leg, you can raise that too. And it doesn't matter if you're here, if you're laying on your bed, whatever you're doing, you're simply getting that leg up and moving. And the same thing can happen. You can push with your hand to give it a little bit more weight, or you can literally set something on it to add a little bit more weight. Or for those people who have bands, if you put a band around your hips, you can add more weight to it that way. Okay? So when you're done, you're simply going to go to the other side and do the other side. So we see people using bands all the time, but here's the thing. Most people are stronger on the outside of their leg than they are on the inside of the leg. So if you are using a band all the time to strengthen, like when you do your squats, you put a band around your thighs, or when you're doing these, you put a band around your thighs, you're making the outside of those legs, which are stronger anyway, even more stronger than they were, and that's okay. But most people don't work the inside of the leg as much as the outside. I'm going to do the other side. So what do you do about that? You squeeze something between your leg when you're doing your squats, just like we squeeze the wood or a ball or a cloth or whatever between your legs. You do more inner leg work than outer work. You certainly don't put a band on the outside, but then don't do anything with the inside, or else you get unbalanced legs. And what happens with unbalanced legs is it causes knee injuries. So when you've got inside and outside a leg, or front and back a leg or something, if your legs don't have equal pressure on them, then your leg coming downstairs or hitting a rock or something, it caves to the weaker side and you have a knee injury. So when you see people, if you're one of them looking in the mirror, if your feet turn out, it means the outside of your legs are already stronger than the inside, and you need to be working those inside legs more, because again, we walk down counters like this, and we do things, we're working on cars, we're doing whatever we are. Not too many people stand around and pull their legs in. So you need to be doing extra work on those inside thighs. And the ways you can do that is laying down and pushing up with your leg. Or when you're doing your squats, make sure you're holding something between your legs to do your squats, not using the band. Leave the band off because they're already tighter on the outside. Squeeze something on the inside. So we're going to go back through all of these, starting with a squat. This time I'm going to add some weight, and what I have is a pail with a big weight in it. So I'm going to hold the weight on one side because that's also going to work my core a little bit. If I have something right in the middle, my core is stable, but if I have it on one side, it has to work a little harder. So I'm looking for 10. I'm bringing shoulders to knees, and I'm squeezing up, and I'll do 5 on one side and 5 on the other. 3, 4, 5, going to the other side. 1, 2, 3, shoulders to knees. Do not let those knees go forward. 5. Now what I'm going to do is I'm immediately going to go to the side lunge. So remember today, because we're working legs, let this area of the legs rest and work that area. So when I'm wide, I'm going to make sure my toes are straight. This leg is going to do nothing. I'm going to shift to this leg, and I'm going to bring my weight back toward my heel so that my chest is coming over my knee, not upright so that my knee's coming forward. Chest over knee, squeezing up. Out, stabilize my lunge, make sure my toes are straight, chest to the knee, squeeze up. I'm going to hold this in 2 hands because it's hitting the ground before I get the full. So feet, toes straight, reach toward my heels. I'm trying to bring at least my shoulder and my chest. I'm not turning, but trying to keep kind of my chest coming toward the middle of my knee, squeezing up. Over, toes straight, and squeeze. And so my weight isn't coming out here, but rather I'm pushing back. If I have to, I'll push back beside this knee rather than lean over the knee. So pushing back toward my heel and up. Out, toes are straight, squeeze up. Out, toes are straight, squeeze up, toes straight, drop, and we're going to the other side. So when I'm on the other side, the same thing. I'm going to step out. I'm going to reach toward my heels, not doing anything with here, but bringing everything back, and I'm going to squeeze up tall. Out, push back, making sure your foot is straight, squeeze up tall. So don't get in the habit of just kind of coming up like this and back out. Make sure that your butt muscle pushes you all the way to straighten and tighten your belly. Out, big step, feet are straight, push back, squeeze up. Out, feet are straight, push back, squeeze up. Out, push back, squeeze up. Remember the modification, just come back a little and squeeze up, or stay and push up. Over, push up. I'm going to do one more. and then done, okay? Now, what we did the first time, blink anytime you want it. Whoops. The first time I did this, I went without weight, and I went all the way through. By going from front to side, I keep my legs warm enough, I can do a circuit. But I can also work those back and forth as though they were one set, rest, and do the other set. So these first two, I'm going to go right back to my squat, and I'm going to do that again. So squatting, I lost my squeeze between my leg thing, okay? So again, squeeze it between your leg, shoulders to knees, and squeeze up. Shoulders to knees, squeeze up. 3. So I'm going back and forth from one exercise to the other using the same exercises until we will now have done 3 sets of each of these. 7, 8, keep squeezing, keep pushing with the butt. 9, and keep that back flat. You keep the back flat by looking at it, okay? And only go as low as you can keep the back flat. Maybe you're right up here, okay? All right, we're going back to the side lunge again. So the side lunge is going to be stepping over, pushing back, and squeezing up. Now, if you're new to this game, maybe walking through that first set we did without weight is all you need. Maybe 2 sets is all you need. So on the second set, you just wait it out while we do the third set and rest. And maybe 3 sets is not enough, so you shut the video off, do 4 or 5 sets, and go to the next exercise. You do it at your level. Notice that when I'm doing these side lunges, every time I step out, I make sure that foot is straight. So stand there until you know your foot is straight, then push back and squeeze up. I'm doing 1 more, and then I'm coming from the other way. So always a lunge, doesn't matter which direction you go. 3 part, stabilize, drop, power up. Stabilize, that means foot forward, shoulders come down, power up. Stabilize, drop, power up. Everybody should be at their own level and at their own pace. If I'm going too fast for you because I'm working through this video, it doesn't matter if it takes you 20 minutes to do this workout or if it takes you an hour. You go at your pace, turn off the video. When you're done, you've had a drink of water, you can come back in and do the next set. Let's do 2 more. So out, stabilize, drop, power up. Out, stabilize, drop, and power up. Okay? So we worked through 2 of those. So the next 2 was the reverse lunge, and it was the curtsy. So again, I have a bucket because then I can hold it in one hand, but you can definitely hold it in 2 hands. Holding it in one hand allows me to hang on to something. So I could have a bucket of water here, which is much messier, or simply grab a small bucket or a large bucket and fill it with rocks. So the reverse lunge is stepping back, keeping your body upright. You can hang on to something, dropping the back knee as far as you want to go down, and squeezing back up, okay? If you want to hold it in one hand because you've got a bigger rock or something, you can step back, drop the back knee, and squeeze up. Now, one of the advantages if you have some stability is because I'm stepping back and I'm dropping the back knee, if you come all the way to the ground or further down, I can rest this on the knee because this is about this leg working. It's about pushing through the heel, tightening my butt, and squeezing up. So I can literally give my hands rest by letting this rest on my knee and then taking the weight as it would fall down my leg, okay? So again, you can just come a little ways, let it rest on your leg for just a second, or you can hold it in the one hand and hang on to something. So back, make sure you're straight, your leg is straight, drop, and squeeze up. I actually used this the other day. I had some tile I was moving in the garage, and it was way too heavy for me to pick up because when you pick something up, even if you're in a squat, that lower back has to pick the weight up as your butt pulls in. So what I did was I picked it up, laid it across my knee. Once it was across my knee, the leg and the butt picks it up, and I already got it when I'm standing. So it's a great tool to use as you're able to go further down. So again, you step back, stabilize the back leg, and push up. Back, stabilize the back, drop the back foot, push up. Stabilize, back leg drops, push through the front. Stabilize, back leg drops, push through the front. Stabilize, back leg drops, push through the front, stabilize. We're going to do one more, and then we're going to the curtsy. Stabilize, push through the front. Okay? So remember, the curtsy is a stepping back, bringing the shoulder to the knee, and then pushing over. And I can hold this in either arm, it doesn't matter, but I'm going to push over is the work. Curtsy down, shoulder to knee, push over. Curtsy down. So it's a sideways push with the butt and a tighten the belly at the top. Sideways push with the butt, tighten the belly. You want to feel that butt be so tight that you control your descent down, you don't fall down, and you come back and you can hang onto a chair. So control it down, squeeze it back. Control it down, squeeze it back. Remember, modifications just come a little bit. Okay? We're going to go to the other side. So the same thing. Leg crosses back, shoulders to the knee, squeeze over. Shoulder to the knee, squeeze over. Shoulder to the knee, squeeze over. Shoulder to the knee, squeeze over. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Okay? So what you're seeing is, first I did a circuit. Now I did the squat and lunge, back and forth. I could do several sets, as many sets as I wanted. I could do the reverse lunge, curtsy again, going through it so that I've done it 3 times total. So you can do things as a circuit when you keep that muscle warm, not when you cool the muscle down. Or you can take a couple exercises and go back and forth and do as many sets as you want. So if you want to do more sets of the reverse lunge and curtsy, turn off the video. Do them now. We're going to go to the next one because I really want to work on getting through the circuit one more time and working on correct lunge. So the 3-way lunge, reminder to you, when you lunge and you have weight, if you're holding it in front, that's one thing. If you're hanging onto a chair, your weight's going to be in one hand. So the foot that goes forward is always leaving your open side of your body for your weight so that it's not crashing against your hip here, okay? So when I step forward, I'm going to drop the back knee a little bit, and I'm going to power back. Make sure I'm still in my right place. I'm going to step sideways. I'm going to bring my shoulders down toward my knee, middle of my chest toward my knee, and I'm going to power back. When I step backwards, now this thing's going to be against my hip, so I'm going to switch sides, and I can hang on. No, I can't hang on. Okay, step backward, drop my back knee, power to the middle. Now I'm going to go forward again, other leg. Forward with my other leg, drop my back knee, power back. I'm going to go to the side. Make sure my feet are straight, shoulder to chest, and power back. Now I'm going to switch this over so that when I bring that leg back, I'm on the open side of my body. So I'm going to step back, I'm going to drop the back knee, and I'm going to power up. Now, reminder on all of these, 3 parts. Stabilize your foot and make sure it's straight. Drop, and then power back. So now I'm going to be moving to the other leg again. So this leg comes forward. Make sure that back leg is straight. Drop the back knee, power up. I'm coming to the side, making sure my feet are straight. Shoulder toward knee, or chest toward knee. Power up. I'm going to the back, so because I want to use this leg, I want to open up that side of my body. I'm going to step back, make sure my feet are straight, drop the back knee, power up. You notice the theme, drop the back knee first. Don't worry about the front knee. Keeping my weight here so that I can step forward. I'm going to step forward, drop the back knee, power up. I'm going to go to the side. I'm going to bring the chest to knee, and I'm going to power up. And now I'm going to go backwards, so I'm going to switch legs again. I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to drop the back knee. I'm going to power up. We're going through that one more time. If you need a drink, which I do, or you need to drop the weight, remember form trumps, so work on form first. So this leg forward, make sure that back toe is straight. If you're modifying, just drop the back knee a little. If you are stronger, go however deep you need to, power back. Over to the side, make sure your toes are straight. Shoulder, chest to knee, power back. I'm going to switch that weight to the other side because now I'm bringing this leg back. Backwards lunge. Make sure your toes are straight. Drop that back knee. Power up. I'm going with this other leg now. Forward lunge. Make sure your back leg's straight. Drop the back knee. Power back. Over to the side. Legs are straight. Chest to knee. Power back. Last one. Bring that foot back. I'm going to switch sides with that. Make sure your back leg is straight. Drop the back knee. Power up. Drink water, guys. Good. And remember, little movements is all you have to be doing to practice these. Do it at your pace. Okay? Okay, we're moving to that deadlift. Deadlift. Again, I showed you how to do it without using a lot of weight. This is a stiff leg deadlift. Tighten your butt and your tummy. Keep your back flat. As I come over with my shoulders, my butt goes back. Keep your head up because that keeps your back flat. At any point that you round, that's as far down as you go, and you squeeze back in. If you can go further, you want to drop down however far you are comfortable going, and you want to feel it. If you come down really slow, you want to feel your butt clenched, holding that weight up. At any point that you go down far enough that you feel like you are getting it in your lower back, then you're going too deep. You need to come a less range of motion to keep it out of your lower back. And so keeping your butt tight going down, pushing forward with your butt, cupping your butt under, tightening your belly. Keep it tight going down. Don't release the butt muscle at any point. And if this is too easy, the same movement is hanging on to something or even using balance. And as you come over, you're now squeezing in with one leg. So this would be a more advanced version of the deadlift. You're just coming over and squeezing back with one leg instead of two. So I'm going to do two more on this leg and I'm going to go to the other side. And those of you who are using two legs, because you've got two legs to help, you continue doing it with two legs. So same thing, over, squeeze back up, two, squeeze. Notice I'm coming over like I'm a teeter-totter. I'm not putting the leg down and picking it up with my lower back. I'm literally tightening my butt and pushing my whole body forward. And again, the modification, if you're just starting, these are really small. Or it becomes a balance move and you come, I'm not good on this side, you can come down and squeeze up using your balance. Okay? All right, going from there to your calf raise. This time we're adding weight. If you can use a step or a stair, do that because you can come down further. When you come down nice and slow so that that stretch doesn't pull anything and tear it. The work is coming up. If you're leaning on a wall or you are just hanging on to something, just come up and down with your feet. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And from there, we're going into the walking lunge. So again, a reminder is you could do a three-way lunge and a deadlift, a three-way lunge and a deadlift. You could do a calf raise and then a walking lunge. You could go back and forth with any combination of these. You could pick 1 or 2 on leg day and just do 5 or 6 sets of that. And then on the next leg day, pick a couple other exercises and do 5 or 6 sets. So how you set up your leg routine is up to you, but eventually you want to be using all the muscles in your legs so that you're equally balanced. Okay, walking lunge is again, one leg, fairly big step out. Make sure your back leg is straight. Drop the back knee and power up. Never walking forward and just letting your body weight pull you forward like you see people just dropping because that knee goes up. There's always a pause in a lunge. So step out, pause and make sure your back leg's straight. Drop the back knee so that this never goes over and squeeze up. Out, drop the back knee, power up. Out, drop the back knee, power up, out. Drop the back knee, power up. Always with a straight leg back. If you have to stabilize walking down a wall, just come down a little. Make sure that back leg is straight before you drop. Make sure your back leg is straight before you drop. And power up. I'm going to do a couple more of these. And then to make it heavier, you drop further. If you want it to be a balance move, you add that weight. Make sure your back leg's straight and power up. Okay? Out, back Back leg is straight, drop the back knee, power up, out, back leg is straight, drop the back knee, power up, okay? Sumo squat, out wide with those feet, walk them out as wide as you can go. You can hang onto a chair if you need to, or you can hold your weight. Toes are following the angle of your legs. You drop your tush down and squeeze up, thinking about pushing in with the inside of the thighs, okay? It's the only squat that you can have the toes out. All other squats have to have straight legs. 2, keep your tummy and your tush tight to protect your lower back. And if you just need to come a little ways, that's okay. Because again, those toes aren't going past the feet and making sure my toes are following the angle of my legs. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So those of you who are intermediate, you're not stopping at each level and going through 2 or 3 times of each set. We're finishing out with inner outer thighs. Reminder, if you cannot get on the ground, simply go get on your bed. Stop the video, go get on your bed, do your inner thighs, do your outer thighs, do your inner thighs again, do your outer thighs. You can do 2 or 3 sets, or you can just stop with 1. Again, you can push with your leg. If this feels like it's easy, if it feels like it's hard, you're right where you need to be, but if it feels easy, push and hold. 1, 2, hold. 1, 2, hold. 1, 2, hold. So you become your own resistance and put as much pressure as you need to, or drape something across your leg in order to give it some weight. So I could literally take my bucket with my big weight, I don't know if I can lift that or not, and pick up with that so that you have some weight to there. So it's your choice. You don't have to have gym weights in order to make your legs work. So, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And just an FYI, you might want something of the rock. The rock is shifting in my bucket when I'm trying to do those. So I'm going to go ahead and finish so that they match. Okay? So again, you can just use a weight. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to do the outside. Okay? And then just a reminder to you, everybody's at a different level. You're not trying, my rock is moving around. You're not trying to compete with anybody else. All you're trying to do is make yourself a little bit healthier. And there are more muscles in your body than your legs. So a lot of people have fairly strong legs because they're walking all the time, or they're riding, or they're biking. They're doing a lot more active stuff now that they are on this quarantine. But just so that you know, you have to work those muscles in all directions. So some of these are tips to work those body parts sideways, inner, outer thighs, the things that you might not be getting walking, because when you're walking, you're only working the front and back of your legs. You have to get those other angles. And then join us, because we're doing these Facebook exercises, different workouts every day, because you've got arms, you've got chest, you've got back, you've got shoulders, you've got abs. There's so many other muscles in your body than just your legs. So a walking program is not enough to keep your entire body healthy. So thank you for joining us. Have your friends like us on Facebook. Join us each day, Monday through Friday, and then do an extra workout on your own on Saturday or Sunday. 6 days a week, keeping your body healthy. Our goal is a minimum of 2.5 hours of exercise a week to stay healthy. So that's a half hour a day, or an hour every other day, or whatever you need. But exercise to count needs to be hard enough to feel like you pushed yourself just a little. If you're doing a walking program and you're doing the same 30 minutes that you've been doing for 6 months, you're not going to get any leaner and tighter, and you're certainly not helping those other muscles in your body that aren't the ones that you're using every single day. So join us here. We'll show you how to do it. We'll teach you some form. Let's make Port Angeles and the surrounding communities a little bit healthier. I'm Brenda from Anytime Fitness.